beautiful daughter, Elisa. Alice lived with me for almost 15 years. So what I want to say to you, any divorce destroyed family, but I know that Elisa was hurt. It's my fault, I know. Oh, fuck. I love her. She knows I love her. She's gonna be more happy if she see mom and dad together. I don't know if she's gonna ever forgive me. I don't know. I'm praying to God that she understands. One day, that's mom and dad. Couldn't live together. I know her mom loves her. Same like I love her. I was calling, I said, sometimes I'm praying and I'm asking in my prayer, Elisa, forgive me. Just fucking feel something so spiritual. Fuck. Not again. What is it? What is it?
Hello, Andrea. It's so nice to see you again like this. We are two old friends, and to meet like this, it's always so special for me. I have so much to ask you, so much to catch up, because we haven't seen each other for quite some time. And I know that you've been very busy, myself also, everywhere, a little bit around the world, and so on, you on the other side. But anyway, I'm so happy you're here with me today. I have a question. You know that I've been writing about you for a very long time. And it's about time that we catch up and see what you have been doing since the last time I wrote about you. I know that all your life, the photographer that you are, you made a living, a very good living at that. So I would like to know what is different. What are the changes now in your life?
Just a little while ago, I received a letter from my sister. She lives in Brooklyn, New York, and she invited me to visit her. And she said, "Come and stay with me. You might feel better here a little bit." So, I mean, she's a really good, positive person with a good energy. And she said, hey, you never know, you might feel better, you might take camera again. And I'm thinking, like, I don't want to be on anybody way in life, whatever. But she really she really wants me to go there. Why not? I might go there. If, I always go by this, if you don't take a risk, you're not gonna make it anyway. So I go with that old philosophy. Don't give up. So I'm not gonna give up. I'll try. I'll try to bring myself back with positive energy. My eyes might come back to be more sharper.
I loved everything that you did because you were photographing people on the streets. I love the faces. But why? Why is it? Why particularly the faces? What is it that interests you? What is it that it brought to you? Because we see it in your photograph. But I would like you to explain to me, what is it?
First shot, I remember I told my dad, well, I was 12 years old, and he said, I give you camera and go out and start shooting something. He said, you like birds, you like, especially sparrow is my favorite bird. So that's how I started shooting sparrow, making picture, a little squirrels, cat, dogs. That's my first kind of object, was those animals. And then I discovered across the street from our house, we got some little small, typical European pub, and a lot of people drinking there, plum brandy, smoking cigarette with stained teeth and all that stuff. And I shot few shots there, and when I developed picture, black and white, of course, was incredible. That's how I fell in love to taking picture of people, ordinary people on the street. I always find out that people who smoke and drink, they got characters. I don't know if you understand. I don't know if anybody understand that. People who don't smoke, don't drink, call themselves healthy, whatever, eating. They are not funny for me. They have no character. Sorry to say that, but that's the way it is, at least through my eyes.
Now that I see you smoking, I also notice, and I'm sorry that I'm going to say that, but I noticed that since our last encounter, you lost a lot of weight. You don't look as healthy as you used to. Is anything wrong? I heard some rumors, and I'm very sorry, but I'm going to ask you straightforward because we are friends, and you can tell me. I heard that you might be losing your sight. And if it is not true, please.
I couldn't believe it. I have a problem. I start something in my eye, on my right eye, start itching me something, and a little dot of blackness in a corner. And I said, well, it's okay, maybe it's infection or something. The next day it started to be more black, bigger. And then I kind of see this is not infection. I went to the hospital. Actually, I went to see a regular doctor. He sent me to hospital. They immediately discovered I got retinal detachment. And I didn't even know that, what is that? But they said it's a really serious stuff. We have to do operation. So they operate my eye, and the doctor told me sad news. He said, you might stop taking photography, your job is jeopardized now because how do you see? And I say, I don't see good, I see foggy. He said, well, stop working. At least for a little while, and we'll see how he's gonna progress, better or worse. And stop watching even television, and stop seeing movies in theater and stuff like that. So sad, but that day I remember I packed my camera in my suitcase, and till this day I didn't even open suitcase, I didn't touch. I don't even know if I ever gonna be able to take any picture again. I don't know. Interesting life. Interesting indeed.
Actually, you never told me. Where did it all start?
My dad, after Second World War, my dad stayed for 3 years in Switzerland, and I guess he likes photography at that time. He brought some camera. It's called Leica. It's a beautiful German camera, and he teach me a little bit about this camera. So he kind of take me out sometime when he's taking picture, and he explain me, he's telling me, showing me some shots, showing me angles, telling me how it's better to shoot in a cloudy weather than very, very sunny weather. I always ask why. My dad knows a little bit about that, so he explained me that. After that, I went to school to learn photography, and I ended up to be professional in a way. And he gave me that camera for present, which I still shooting with that camera, probably one of the best camera today. And my dad, my father was an amazing person, very educated man who speak 5 languages, who always told me story about France, Italy, and especially Switzerland, where he lives there. Actually, before I was born, my dad married some Swiss woman, and he got a son there. His name, I only know his name, Michel Croza, which I never met him. But my younger brother met him. He came to visit us. I was not there. So, interesting man. Loves camera, loves picture, married 3 women. Then I got that offer from a magazine, which I think I work less than a year. They pay me good, but I didn't like it. What they asked me to do was not my interest of taking pictures of politicians and all those people. So I decided to leave the country. I left the country. I went to France. I ended up in Marseille, incredible city. Why I go there? It's I think it's a reason. In Marseille, I learned in history. I want to see the street where they killed Yugoslavian king Alexander Georgievich. So I went there to take pictures, and the place today they have some kind of metal platform when they say in this place was killed Alexander Karageorgievich, Yugoslavian king. So I went there to shoot that, and then I find out Marseille was an incredible, interesting city with mixture of the culture, Algerian, Moroccans, probably less French people than any other people in a big city like Marseille. So I was start shooting pictures, and then somebody likes my picture. And I met some guy who invited me actually to come in North America. Then I arrived in Toronto. So in Toronto I start working again for some fashion magazines, doing models and stuff like that. Again, I lost interest because I sensed that my really interest in is street people, regular people, object that I like to do it. So I work I got many exhibitions in the galleries, and I got a lot of prizes. I win actually good prize as a photographer. And then
Andrea, I want to really thank you for having spent this time with me. And the time that you spend is precious. Thank you again very much. And I hope that we will meet again and we will have much more to discuss on your future project. Thank you.
As he comes with his second toy. Take a picture of the sky. Look at it, amazing.
My name is Angela and I'm Andrea's sister. I can never roll my R's to pronounce his name properly. So I followed him here 20 years later from Serbia, and I love my brother. He's a great photographer. I just recently discovered, I was checking online and recently discovered that he has a daughter that he doesn't know about. So I want him to go to Brooklyn to meet her, but I'll have to talk to him about it, and it's a really big shock. So I'm waiting to do that. I own and work in a flower shop. It was always my dream as a little girl. So when I came to Toronto, I set about doing that. So I make arrangements for funerals and weddings. It's kind of the same in a way. Yeah, I've always loved flowers. He takes the pictures, and I like beautiful, peaceful things.
Daughter. I think he's going to be quite shocked. That's some big information, and I don't know, it would change his life, and he's going to have to make some changes to add another person into his circle, his family. A little uncomfortable. I don't like having information. I don't like having secrets and having to keep it every time seeing him, knowing I know something that he doesn't know. So I'm hoping that he finds out soon, so I don't need to hold this by myself. I don't need to hide it from everyone I know, because it's quite big information. I don't know, she's gonna have to tell him. I don't know how he's gonna find out. I know that I can't tell him, so it's not my place to tell something that someone has asked me to keep a secret, and I keep secrets, so it's just something I have to do for now. And hopefully she comes around to telling him soon, or somehow finds him in Brooklyn if he ever goes there, or if she comes here. Feels odd. I would think I'd be more excited about it, but it's kind of a lot to deal with, because my whole life I was alone and just dealt with things on my own and didn't have to share things other than to my parents. So it's strange, but it's something I'm gonna have to get used to because she's always gonna be my sister.
When I saw her picture, it's like I look on myself. I saw kind of same eyes. It's a beautiful young girl. And I say, my gosh, is that my daughter? Wow. That's how I discovered my Misha. Which I'm still refusing. I'm still refusing to meet her mother. I don't want it. For some reason, I don't want it. She didn't tell me the truth. She didn't mention. She didn't do nothing. Imagine if I didn't discover by accident. But then again, there is no accident. It's meant to be. So that's how life is. A lot of surprise. So I discover without she's waiting for her to tell me, you got girl, beautiful girl. That's why I don't even want to talk to her. I don't even know if she wants to talk to me. But I know I don't want to see her. I don't want to contact her. I don't want to have nothing to do with her. Nothing. Nothing at all. It's ridiculous.
I came all the way to Montreal, and he's not here. What happened to him? He never travels, he never goes anywhere. He's got so many friends in Montreal. You would like that little car, that little blue car. I miss him.
What often wealthy men do, when they, in their will, they create a spousal trust. It's called a spousal trust. All their assets go into the spousal trust, which allows the mother, the wife, to use the income from that spousal trust to live. When the mom passes away, the spousal trust collapses, and the children of the father inherit all that's left in the spousal trust. Why do they do this? Because that way, if the mother ever meets a new man and remarries, the new man, the new husband, cannot make a claim on the assets of the spousal trust. It ensures that the children get the money from the father.
Money. Dirty. Money. It is the root of all evil, cause of all shame. It was created by men to kill men, forcing them to flee to foreign lands in search of it. abandoning their families and their gods.
How do you know it's your daughter? How do you know? Ça fait pas de sens pour moi. Aucun sens. Voyons. Tu irais chercher une fille que t'as jamais vue depuis plus de 30 ans? 30 years! André, 30 years!
I worked with Lazar many years ago on a feature film. He was unit stills. He was doing the publicity work for the movie, and I think he was lying back in the van, in the cube truck, while the main unit was shooting. He was resting his back. He'd been overextending himself, taking a lot of stills of the lead actors. And I asked him, Lazar, are you okay? You don't look well. And he said to me, dry wood is best for back. And I said, old people in the mountains tell me this. Okay. But Lazar, while he was lying back, one of the army of bastard children looking for palimony pulled up in a jeep, and Lazar asked to be covered up and hidden in the back of the scene, so he didn't want to make contact with this person. And so I had an opportunity to meet one of Lazar's children, or alleged children. There are many of them.
Andrea is quite the character, let me tell you. There's no way that you can actually understand what he's going through. He'll smile, but really, in reality, what he really wants to tell you is to fuck off. You can't work with such a person. How do you know what he's feeling? How can you adapt? How can you really cut hair? It's so frustrating. He represents the manhood. They can't express themselves. They can hardly even ask for what they want for breakfast, let alone speak about what their heart holds. What the hell is that? How can you start from the beginning? There is no beginning with him. There is no beginning. He just shows up, doesn't express himself, hardly cracks a smile, but yet never admits that something's actually wrong. How are we supposed to establish a relationship here? A friendship, let alone a working relationship? I can't see who he is. That's no way of living your life. And yet everything, the onus is on me. I'm the one imagining things. I'm the one overly sensitive. I'm the one that doesn't see what is really happening. I'm making and creating my own movie in my own head. He's just fine. Yet he doesn't speak. He hardly cracks a smile. Whether things are going bad or going good, you have no idea what he's actually feeling. And he's supposed to be helping others feel good about themselves. And I have low self-confidence. I'm the one that am not sure of myself. I'm the one that I'm not sure of my appearance. He's a walking time bomb who refuses to get any help whatsoever. Sure, don't listen to me. What do I know anywhere? I'm just a little Italian immigrant girl from whatever, this long lost city. Doesn't know any better. He's Mr., established, very Swiss-like aristocratic person who knows hair, but doesn't know a hell of a lot about being human, about human beings, about relationships, about creating your village. What is he gonna do? When he dies, he's going to take that aristocratic manner to his grave? You know what makes a man human? His capability to put himself in your shoes. That's what makes a man human. Now this person, he's gonna go away, he's a photographer, he claims to understand the soul of people. Because to be a good photographer, you not only know how to take a technical picture, but you need to understand, feel, express beyond whatever a camera can do. So, I have to cut this guy's hair? Is he out of his mind? What I do is art. What I do
is relevant. Not only relevant to the way he looks, relevant to the way he is, to his being, to his whole persona. Okay? What I do has meaning. Photography can have meaning. Being a photographer can have some meaning, but not in this case. Who the hell does he think he is? This little, I don't know, he's like a pervert. He looks at me funny. What, he thinks he has to close one eye to take a picture of me mentally? What is he talking about? Listen, I'm real. You better be real. To be a photographer, you need to be real. You need to know who I am. Oh, look at him. It's him again. Texting me. What does he want? Thinks he's gonna go to Brooklyn. He's not gonna go to Brooklyn. Please. What is this? Yeah, text number 1, number 2, what? Am I stuck on this phone? I'm allowed to have a life? This dinging all the time. I wish I never had a phone. I feel free when I don't have a phone. And in this case, he needs to wait. I take care of my mind. I take care of me. I make sure that the relationships I create are valid. Huh? They know me. My friends know me. Sure, I could be intolerable. Sure, I could be fastidious. Sure, I can be difficult. But you know what? I can love and I can establish a relationship. I am true and I am a very loyal person. Not to mention that I'm an artist and I can cut hair like nobody else can cut hair. So this guy doesn't even deserve me to even spend all this attention on him to kind of make him sort of passable. I think he needs to go take a few lessons in photography. And actually, why does he not just look at some pictures of other photographers who have actually captured the essence of other people, but captured the essence of, hey, why not me, the hairdresser? I got things to say. You can just capture my moment. You can capture my hurt. You can capture my desperation. Huh? If you could listen to me just for 1 minute, you could understand all the hurt I have experienced in the last year. If you would just take that camera, actually don't even take your camera, you use your lens, your eyes to understand what I've been going through, you would feel and know right away that you could trust me. You could feel and know right away that I'm as human as you could possibly get. And you would know right away that there's not even any point of taking a picture if you don't understand or feel the person that you think you're going to take a picture of. Taking pictures takes time. Knowing someone takes a lifetime. So you know what? I'm not gonna cut your hair. You're not worthy of my talents. You are not. You need to step up. You think you're gonna go travel and be all big, huff and puff with your family and your friends? Well, they could see right through you. They know you. And that discomfort, that tension that you create all the time, hey, I'm the one calling it out. The others are seeing it. They just don't have the words right now to express it. But their discomfort says it all. So you know what? Fuck you. Go out of my salon. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go cut your hair in a barber shop. Maybe somebody will feel sorry for you.
On this trip with him, it's amazing that someone who claims to know so much actually knows so little. I mean, what it is if you're a traveler, you've got to be invisible. This guy is not. Not only is he not invisible, he imposes his own self-importance on the natural order of things. So, you know, in making himself big, he attempts to demean other things which are greater than him. It's just like, you know, you don't understand, you don't observe. You know, I mean, the first role of a photographer, I mean, I met this guy and he said, man, your photography, showed him some pictures. I said, okay, these are nice. But, you know, you can spit and hit 5 photographers who have nice photos. So, I said, I want to ride a motorcycle. I said, fine, I'll ride with you, but, you know, I ride to be invisible. So you had little bikes. He wanted to say, well, I gotta ride a BMW, you know, the camera, big guy. Okay, you want to ride a BMW? Go with the BMW crowd and, you know, the American Express crowd, and because that's where you're going to be. You're going to be watching things from your little asylum. You're not going to be, you know, in the mud. You're going to be on a chair. Anyway, And I picked him up, we split on the Carretera Austral because he kind of like said, I've got to get to Ushuaia. And, I kind of like said to him, I said, Andrea, it's all about the music. To me, Ushuaia is just another ugly woman that wants to dance. And between here and Ushuaia, there's lots of music and lots of pretty girls that want to dance. And am I going to just go past them because you've got this? I've got to get to Ushuaia because it's a Mecca, and I want to join the crowd that's been to Mecca. I want to bow and say that I've been at the end of the road. One day we're crossing into Argentina, and it's not difficult, but it requires a certain amount of bureaucracy. And I said, we're in the largest town, I forget the name of it, and he said, I said, I'm going to hang out here because, you know what, they got everything you need here. They got the internet, and I'll do all my stuff here. And, I just want to hang out in this town. There's no McDonald's, there's nothing. It's big enough, it's cold. And, I said, no, I really want to keep heading towards Ushuaia. It's a goal. The goal is the goal. In between the goal and where you are is what? Nothing? A great void? That you jump through the void to get to some fictitious goal. There's some goal that you give a quality to. You kind of snap a couple of photographs. As for photography, you can give a dog a camera, and in the Andes, in the Pampa, in Patagonia, in the ice fields, you'll come back with stuff that will just, people go, I don't believe this place exists. So, for a photographer to go in the cradle of beauty, where everything is beauty, everything is awesome, everything is overwhelming. You're riding a motorcycle, you can't believe what you're seeing because it just goes on and on and on and on. And I took some photographs and I had to, I can't stop every 50 feet to take a photograph. I just gotta, put this, your helmet is like a screen. You just gotta say, I've gotta believe that in my mind, all of this is being recorded. Now, Andrea said, it's not only that it's happening, I have to somehow say to somebody, I've seen something you haven't seen, and I have to have the proof. Because me telling you, I've seen things you haven't seen, I've felt things you haven't seen, I've done things you haven't seen. And if you don't believe me, be a photographer. You want to be a human being? Be a human being. You want to be a vagabond? Be a vagabond. But you know what? What you really want to be in the end is anonymous. Be a genius. But be anonymous. You try to make sense of things, because nothing in the end makes sense. People don't make sense. One person doesn't make sense. Two people don't make sense. People living in a village don't make sense. People living in a city make less sense. People living in a so-called culture, using a language, they don't make any sense at all. They think they make sense because, we're all doing the same thing, and it's like, empty balloons bumping into each other. That makes sense. Andrea had a nice song. And you hear it once, you hear it twice. And the third time you hear it, you say, it's always the same. It's selling an identity. It's using art to create an identity, to create some legitimacy. If you say, look, Andrea, there's no such thing as legitimacy. We're no better than squirrels or ducks or mosquitoes. This kind of like we're humans, we're a species that is closer to God. It's the last time I saw God, he was flushing the toilet, and what I saw was a human being going down. Because, if there is a God, Andrea, we've just fucking disappointed him, because look at us. I prefer the company of squirrels than, photographers. Anyways, and then he left. And I didn't see him. And the road was mine, and I didn't have to deal with that crap. And you know what? In the end, I don't dislike Andrea. Blindness. He's been blind all his life. Now he's just losing his vision. The only thing I can say is if he goes dumb and stops talking, then the world will be a better place. Maybe you should be writing, because it becomes repetitious. photography becomes repetitious. What I believe becomes repetitious. What he believes becomes repetition. Art becomes repetitious. You have everybody who's an artist, they're all doing variations on the same thing. We're giving them value when there is no value, and what the value is things that you cannot capture. You know? So maybe in the end, the act of going blind for him creates a fear that not only will he lose this superficial identity of a human being, of a photographer, but now he's actually going to lose the geographical reference. I don't know where I am because I cannot see geography anymore. You go to parts of the world where nobody goes. I mean, where you want to see the world is not in magazines, not in travel logs. I went there with these people and we got on a bus and then we got off at this place. You want to go where nobody's been before. And it's not like you have to go to Antarctica. All you've got to do is just go where nobody else is gone. Or either if you go there intentionally, it's wrong. You've got to even get there accidentally. Wait a minute. I have my camera. This is my camera. This is the camera I use to take all the pictures in South America. It's in my pocket. Nobody knows I have a camera. Nobody knows who I am. Andrea is just always looking for an audience. You know, he's got photographer written all over him. He's got artists written all over him. And now that he's going blind, I guess what he's going to miss is A, geography. He's not going to know where he is. And B, he's not going to see how people visually interact with him. Again, as I said, I like the guy. Not the world's greatest motorcyclist. A little bit soft. You know, not a hard rider. Not someone that can say, you know what, it's raining, we got to stop, just put the tents up here. It's like, you know, or we're going to stay in a hotel, we're going to find a place to stay. You know, I've got this, my equipment, you know, I got to, you know, get in touch with people because they got to know where I am and what I'm doing. And I'm like, wait a minute, you know, when you're gone, you know, you're disappeared, you're in the wind. And I guess it used to really bother me because you always had to get in touch with people. So we'd have to stop and look for an internet connection. You know, going blind is bad, but what are you gonna do?
I'll tell you something, you are worse than Tony fucking. That's why I left Tony fucking in the middle of Peru, driving motorcycle there. I can't even pee, I can't even cock a fucking Tony, it's always around me. Hey, get the fuck out of here, I need to pee fucking.
If you'll grant me a minute just to stray away from your question, just to say cheers to you, to life, to love, and all that we've become through the years. Now, going back to your question about who that person is, you're obviously talking about one of the patrons that used to frequent my establishments. It's very hard to pinpoint exactly who it is that you're making a reference to. I do believe that I think that I do know who it is, but then again, if you want me to come up with a name, that'll be difficult. If it is the person whom I'm thinking of, I recall that he had many aliases. He used to have different names depending on which girl he'd be coming into the bar with. And, you know, if you're asking me what type, don't forget that most of my establishment were the bars. They're not exactly the places where people open up the most. They're actually places where people come to forget their woes and their, whatever it is they're going through in life. But for me to be able to pinpoint exactly what type of character this person was is not easy when I truly believe that that person didn't even know himself who he was as a person, as a human being. So for me to be able to tell you in his place is a huge task for me to be able to accomplish. You know, like any human being, let's not deny ourselves that we all have our our pros and cons, our ups and downs. I mean, those are part of the life cycle. I mean, nobody is sheltered from any of that. That's life. I know he was. You confirmed that he was a photographer. I did know he was a photographer because he used to come in with this one specific girl whom he used to come with most of the time. I know was a top model. Her name, I don't know. Her name could have been, you know, I've got like 3 names that are like circling around in my head right now. It could have been Anne or Sarah or Chantal. I'm not sure of what descendants. I don't really know. I can't say. A weird and difficult man to be able to size. That that will definitely throw me off, because that is one of my greatest attributes, is I'm able to usually seize a person on a very short time span to be able to say what type of characters they are. And this man seemed to change by the minute. I would look at him and he would go through, in the space of 2 minutes that I would stare at him, he would change and metamorphose into 5 other different characters. The man seemed almost narcissistic, almost eerie looking at times. Almost had a side to him of malfeasance. When people do not want others to discover who they are, they put up fronts, and which are almost impenetrable. I do believe he was the type of man who did not really enjoy his work as a photographer, because I really think that his main objective as being a photographer was not to photograph, but more precisely just to be around beautiful women that he probably wanted to seduce, which I can associate with very, very easily. Sorry, I'm terribly sorry I can't give you more. I sure hope that it can set you on the right track to try and I guess you're trying to trace this man. I guess he had something to do in your past, and maybe whether it be good or bad, I don't know. I think that the way I was asked the question, unfortunately for you, I believe it was more bad than good. So I don't know why you want to re-examine those old wounds, when I truly believe you should just let them go. Why would you want to think about someone who caused you nothing but pain and suffering? And I guess maybe you're trying to give a validation to the suffering that he's imposed upon you, as opposed to it being harder upon yourself to know that you've lived them, but that they weren't caused by you. Sometimes it is better to put a balm on old wounds than to reopen them. And I wish for your sake that that's what you would do. It's time for healing now, and not time to look back on wounds that are still festering over a long amount of years. No, please, for your own sake, start healing.
I found this machine. a computer. Finally, you know, I've been trying to come down on this planet. Of course, the UFOs, of course, all of that stuff. I saw, I see. I mean, I'm a ghost. You think I don't see those things flying by? Landing? Abducting? They don't abduct ghosts. I'm stuck. You must realize I'm stuck. I'm trying to get a message across. And it's not happening. They don't believe in this stuff. In ghosts, UFOs. Forget about the man or the woman. I don't know. I never saw him. I'm trying to see him. That's why I'm back here. No, it's not reincarnation. I can't go anywhere. I knocked on purgatory's doors. Took, took, took. Took, took, took. They disappeared. They don't exist. They took it away. This great place where we could go and rest. You know, for 1,000,000 years. I don't care. 2 million, 1,000,000,000 years. You know, it's a place before we go to the place. No, I'm stuck coming back on this damn planet. It ain't easy. When no one believes, I mean, hey, a ghost. Ooh, no, it's me. Look, I wear the hat. I don't know how I'm doing this. You know, this is like there's no one around. You know, Andrea is unaware of this. No one. I mean, I go to Italy. Forget it. I mean, I go everywhere. I went to Florida, Italy. I saw his friends. No one believes that I exist. The only one. No. There's someone else, you know, abroad in Europe, you know, I talked to her. She seemed to catch something, but, you know, she has no connections. You know, I'm trying to get her to talk to the sister of the man, the blind photographer. I gotta tell him something. I can't tell him though. So figure. This is the plot. I am dead. No one believes I am still around. Me, the dead thing, has to talk to a living person. Go figure. How is this going to be possible? Stuff, it ain't easy. You can laugh. I'm not laughing because, you know, yeah, sure, it's like the movies, you know, Frank Capra. You know, I saw the film when I was alive, you know, the Christmas one. Yes, the one with the ding, the bell and the old man that helps James Stewart. It's a Wonderful World. Well, it's a deadly post-world. Trust me. You know, if you're not the right kind of person, you know, you stick around and you're floating everywhere. I mean, it's like, that must be hell. You know, I just realized something. I'm in hell. Hell is that. the Greeks were right. I mean, I'm in Hades. I mean, my soul is going nowhere. It's poof. I'm haunting human beings. I'm haunting these things you call this UFOs who are like us. Oh, I don't know what. I mean, I was gonna say thousands. I am under-exaggerating. You could imagine for all the centuries and the civilizations. You know how many of us are up there just knocking on doors that disappear, knocking on doors that don't want to open? I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. I have to get to Andrea, the blind photographer.
Non sogno mai, eppure questa notte proprio mi è apparso in sogno una persona che non vedevo da 35 anni. Sai, se l'hai conosciuto? No, impossibile. Carlo.
Carlo? Sì, l'ho sognato anch'io.
Ecco, non aveva l'aria tanto felice, non era contento, era qualcosa che gli pesava, ma forse sai legato a quella storia, sai, la storia non se n'è mai parlata, ma lo sanno tutti, quella storia con Rachele, questo fatto che probabilmente l'ha intuito, che lei l'ha tradita, e forse c'è qualcosa che ancora più al di là, no, lo tormenta. È un'anima in pena, è incredibile per una cosa successa soltanto una volta, eppure che abbia avuto così un peso così forte anche dopo la morte, non so, un po' è una cosa incredibile. Ma il fatto di non averlo saputo da Rachele, il fatto di non aver saputo che la figlia sia sua figlia, non era sua figlia, appunto.
Lui lo sapeva benissimo. È stato lui a dire a Rachele di non dire a nessuno cos'era successo e che era loro figlia. Quindi la realtà, la verità la sapevano solo loro, ma non poteva rivelarlo a nessuno.
Forse questo fatto di aver imposto il segreto su una cosa così importante, credo che pesi, no? Bisogna assolutamente provare qualcosa, una seduta spiritica, ma abitano in America, da qualche sciamano forse.
Gli amerindi hanno questa cultura degli antenati che si manifesta in un sogno. La figlia è probabilmente anche Rachele.
Forse
ha bisogno anche lei
è una cosa.
Ma lei ha già contatti. Sì, lei lavora già in questo campo. Ma perché forse è successo qui?
A Udine?
Era un'esposizione, un festival fotografico e erano tutti qui e Rachele ha visto questo splendido fotografo serbo, ha ceduto. E che c'è forse un altro segreto.
Che segreto?
E forse il peccato non era proprio un peccato.
Perché dici questo?
forse perché Carlo non ha detto tutto
A Rachele?
a Rachele.
Cosa pensi? Sai qualcosa?
Forse perché non potevano avere figli.
Era lei o lui?
Sembra lui.
E come fai a saperlo tu?
L'ho sognato anch'io.
Ah, quindi è una specie di rivelazione allora che è successa nel sogno.
Gli spiriti dell'aldilà quando trovano una dimora ritornano sulla terra probabilmente per risolvere i loro segreti.
E questo tormento insomma non può essere legato solo all'infedeltà.
No?
Ci può essere qualcos'altro che non lo fa riposare in pace.
Probabilmente sì. Ed è questo che forse vuole comunicarci per scoprire cos'altro c'è, magari con Rachele e magari anche con il fotografo.
Ah, Andrea. Forse avrebbero dovuto parlarne, forse si sarebbe dovuto risolvere prima della sua morte, ma
Viens, viens, viens. Et c'est seulement après, avec le temps, qu'ils vont accepter la faute, accepter l'obligation de rien dire, et puis qu'ils vont pardonner. Et c'est à ce moment-là que tu pourras t'en aller sans rien dire, sans problème. Si tu n'es pas là pour te faire pardonner, mais tu veux quand même quelque chose de ces gens qui sont là sur Terre. Qu'est-ce que tu veux? Ta paix. Mais tu aurais dû déjà l'acquérir le temps que tu étais là. Si tu es mort avec quelque chose de suspendu, tu resteras avec cette suspension pendant l'éternité. Tu seras contraint à renaître dans une prochaine vie peut-être, si ça existe. Et à ce moment-là, puisque selon ces théories-là, tu renais avec les gens que tu as connus, parce qu'il y a des liens qui se sont établis. Et donc même quand tout le monde est mort, quand il va renaître, ils vont renaître ensemble. Et c'est là qu'ils se retrouveront, peut-être sous d'autres formes, un autre sexe, différentes générations. Et puis c'est là que la chose va se résoudre. Mais ce qui était de la vie précédente et qui n'a pas été résolu à ce moment-là reviendra toujours. N'est pas un saint. Andrea non plus. Et Rachel encore moins. C'est qu'ils n'ont pas vécu aucune conversion. Et Carlo a attendu d'être mort pour se rendre compte de ce qu'il devait voir auparavant quand il était en vie. La situation a été bouleversée par une soirée. Et le fruit a été un enfant dans une culture catholique. Mais il ne conçoit pas toujours le péché comme un péché.
So we're in Udine. This is the hometown of Tina Modotti. Here's the Modotti Museum. That's where Andrea just had his show. You can really tell that his sight is going. Beautiful photographs. And somehow the light in is much different than his photographs when he could see much more clearly. But there's something there that it just doesn't seem to be him anymore. He's trying to capture that light that's fading, but the bodies, he's very, very much like Helmut Newton. In a way, I think Newton didn't really like taking those photographs either. But Andrea's got the light, and those forms are slowly fading. Also reminds me of Von Glod, those photographs in Sicily with attenuated light and of the Mediterranean that softly describe the forms of those young men. You hear that sound? That's like a blind photographer. You hear the sound, it projects an image. You try to define that image visually. I'm not sure what Andrea is going to do when he all of a sudden goes blind and loses all sight. But there are blind photographers. Again, you know, they sort of sense the presence of something in front of them. Just like that. If you close your eyes, you know there's a bell there. It's the sound. And once the sound is gone, if you close your eyes, do you sense forms in front of you? Remember those photographs of Tina Modotti by Weston? Remember those photographs? She is laying on the top of the building in Mexico City, being caressed by that light, beautiful light. Again, that's Mediterranean light. And again, it's the light that really defines her shape. It's the same as the sort of shape and smoothness of the bell pipers that he took a photograph of. Again, that's what Andrea is really reaching for. It's that sensual light, sort of magical eroticism of photography. You know, the wild thing is that as he's becoming blind, as he's seeing things less and less, as it's light that really begins to inspire him, he gets this news about his long-lost daughter. And all of a sudden, there's a new light that's shining into his life. Both daughters, his known daughter and his new daughter, are both artists. So it's a way for him to carry on his work in a sense. And it doesn't really matter that he's going blind anymore. He has two eyes, two orbs, two ways to look at the world. That's really important for him. He's been talking about that more and more. And I think this exhibition now that he's having here at the Modotti Museum is really important because he's making a connection with that side of him that never existed before.
Quanti milioni di friulani non sono rimasti? Forse erano i migliori. La mia famiglia è una famiglia di migranti. I miei sono immigrati, mio nonno era immigrante, poi è tornato, mio padre ha girato tutta la vita. Io sono andato via a 13 anni, a 14 anni a Parigi. Che io sia qui è un caso assoluto. Cioè, potrei essere a Parigi, adesso in un altro posto con me. Mio figlio è a Londra, spero che gli altri vadano, ma non c'è futuro, l'Italia non c'è futuro. Sì, non vale la pena, chi se ne frega. Io sono tornato da Parigi volentieri, ho lavorato, risultato. Parliamo di politica, ma non meglio. Cioè, voi avete praticamente il ministro della difesa Sikh, a Londra c'è il sindaco Punjabi e qui abbiamo chiediamo.
You know, sometimes I'm very upset, very emotional, even when I'm thinking the way I live, my relationship with Sharon. She's with me and she's not with me. She stay with me. We make love, and then bye bye, honey. See you later, alligator, whatever. She's too liberal. I'm a little bit conservative. I would love to be. I like to live in family, like even if it's two of us. I want her to. I want her to stay with me, to create a little family with me. I love her. Of course, she's telling me that she loves me, calling me my love, my honey. But then she's not spending enough time with me. You know how much I love to be spent with her. So this is very, very, very ridiculous time. And of all those problems with Anita, Tony, Nick, all this traveling, they never ask me, are you happy with Sharon, how you live with Sharon? Yes, I love her, but I'm not happy. Simple as that, I'm not happy. Because I'd be more happy if she's with me. I don't know, like, you know, I'm not, I don't get it. I don't understand her. Sure, to be liberal. I don't know why she wants to be call herself a free time. Free time. What do you mean free time? And then after asking me, what did you do last week? Did you go somewhere? So what I'm gonna tell her? To lie to her? Oh no, I didn't go nowhere. I'm waiting for you. Of course I can be unfaithful. It's a matter of fucking, okay? Of course. I still need sex, okay? I mean, fucking sex. So that's a Sharon creating me big fucking hole, big trouble. On top of all my troubles, especially with the spirits. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with her. I'm gonna probably start playing game if she doesn't want to marry me. I'm gonna ask her again. I mean, I asked her many times. I want to marry you. She always smile and say, yeah, later. What do you mean later? What do you mean later? I don't know why she's playing game. So I might start playing game too. I might tell her, you know what? I don't want to marry you now. Forget it. All right? So I'm going to be liberal like you. Even that I don't want it. Because it's not going to make me happy even. Just people play the game. I don't know why people play the game.
You're lucky you can drink wine. Come on, I can. Thanks for giving me this glass of wine. But I can't even drink it, I can't even touch it. Come on, don't worry. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay.
I don't know what you're doing here.
And you use the balancing.
Leave me alone, please, to be with my friends.
I have a couple You kept them on?
But at least this is good, guys. Film director, cameraman, producer, and also scriptwriter. Great actor, Nick Mancuso.
I will never again experience Mambo. Those days are gone for us.
Yeah, I thank you. I thank you for taking dreams seriously. The one that you had in Montreal, it must have been Montreal, I don't remember. Was it in Belgrade or Sobor? I don't know where it was from. But you had this dream. So you go on the internet, you type the name of your old girlfriend, a woman you met so many years ago. And the name appears with an image. It's the image of this lady. And that lady had a young girl beside her. And that young girl is my daughter. That lady was my wife. Now,
I thank you for respecting the pain, because you decided to write my wife. I was still married then. So you write my wife and you ask, no, you demand who this young girl is. And the way you approached it, very systematically, but always with gentleness. But you never did you give up. You never gave her a chance to think that you were a evil person. I thank you for that. I thank you too for receiving my wife at your house when she brought the boxes of images of our daughter, trying to disprove to you, where are you? There you are, to you. I mean, stop moving, you give me a headache. But, yeah, those images, she pulled each one of them. Each one of them, and yes, each one of them looked like this other girl. And that other girl was your daughter. From your wife. Girlfriend, I don't know. You had a daughter. So when my wife saw the both images of both kids, she knew the truth had to be told. Secondary. She tells you not to talk to her for 1 year, which you respect. Then one night, I appear to you. It's the first time I appear to you, Andrea. I come to you in a dream in this old house we had. You're dressed properly. You even cut your hair to come and see me. I'm dressed in black, and I tell you, Andrea, all of this in my house is yours. And yes, that girl, my daughter, is yours. I want you to take care of her, because she needs a lot of love, and she needs the truth. I thank you for pushing that. I knew of what was going on between you and my wife. I accepted it because I knew there would be a child there in the end. I thank you for making that child, because that child was screaming upstairs, wanting to come down here to experience this moment. So I thank you for that. The rest we'll have to leave it to my wife, who might not want to tell the truth. I hope she does, but she probably won't.
We live in a physical world. You are not here. You are in a spiritual dimension. So, I mean, are you in a heaven, or you're in a hell, or somewhere else? Tell me. Tell me. I know only that you bother me many, many times. no matter what I do, no matter wherever I go. I know you're traveling, what they say, you're traveling by mind, so you are everywhere. I have to travel by train, bus, plane, bicycle, or walking. You know, I hate that so I can see you. I don't know why I got that stuff. Only I can see you. Oh man. You're saying that I have to go to Brooklyn. That I have an affair with your wife. What are you talking? Listen, I mean, okay, we kept secret. She was beautiful, as you know, eh? I mean, you should be lucky. You should be really lucky you have at that time, beautiful woman. So, I mean, what should I say to you? I'm sorry. It's kind of desire, human desire, stupidly, but it's true. It's a human nature. I love women, same like you did, so.
He contacted me.
He contacted you.
Yeah, even though he knew I just got back from Argentina and I didn't want to have anything to do with the food at all after nasty experiences I had. I just wanted to take a break and I didn't really want to do it. But, seeing as I was a close friend.
How long had it been since you'd seen him?
A couple of years.
A couple of years changed, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's gotten a lot older.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, and this is, it really distressed me, and this is one of the reasons why I decided to do it, because he really did seem out of sorts.
It's strange that you mentioned Tony, because he sometimes refers to himself as Tony, sometimes he refers to himself as Lazar, sometimes he refers to himself. Very, very rarely does he refer to himself as Andrea, and which brings me to believe that, I'm not quite sure, but I have a funny feeling he's developing or he's manifesting some kind of multiple personalities, and he doesn't seem to quite know what is real and what isn't anymore.
We traveled together, and there was one time we were in, where was it, fucking Rio? Or Sao Paulo, it was a while ago. I think it was Rio. Anyways, there are always stray dogs, and these stray dogs, are quite exceptional because they manage to get on without anybody really taking care of them or feeding them, but they manage. And Andrea is he's obsessed with dogs. He's just dogs. And it was all well and good. I'm an animal lover, but I would never really have a dog because it was too much time and whatever. So we're walking down the streets of Rio, and I happen to see one of the dogs, and I say, "Oh, Pero," which is, I know is Spanish, but what the hell? Who gives a fuck? So I'm trying to not befriend the dog. I just sort of, wanted to say Pero. And then he gets all fucking excited. Says, "Don't befriend the dogs, because if you befriend the dogs, and they'll take it'll drive them from their wild side."
There was this incident
last summer where there was a spider that came to his kitchen and right underneath the food on the shelf, and he left the spider there all summer because his whole idea was that the spider needed to live and grow, and it had some kind of a job to do, and it got to the point where he actually named it, and he related to it, and nobody could go near it.
But he certainly didn't want the spider to be stepped on, and actually it upset him when accidentally he would destroy the web himself. But it was there was a certain amount of altruism there, and there was a certain amount of what's the word? Because the spider installed himself, and he wove his web right over the little garbage can that he had, and what happened was this. It was very clever on the spider's part, because this is where all the fruit flies would collect. So, he had enough to eat for a long, long time, because this is where the fruit flies collected, and he collected them, and then he would roll them up into little balls and leave them, and then Andrea, he of course he knew what was going on. He would not touch these things at all, because he appreciated the spider's ability. This is one way of he had to survive, and he wasn't about to destroy this whole setup that the spider had. And he did give it a name. Nothing wrong with that. It turned out to be quasi pet for him. It was hilarious, and you can go into the kitchen without him saying, "Hey, watch the garbage can." Don't be going near the spider. It was tough. It wasn't. I tell you, it just sort of one of those really strange meetings. I catered for his function, and normally, caterers are pretty much in the background unless something's going wrong, and unfortunately, at this particular thing, Rachel was upset about whether there was the salmon wasn't smoked enough. And, now how do you explain this to somebody? The salmon wasn't smoked enough. I didn't smoke it myself. I bought it from my suppliers, and she goes on and on about fucking smoked salmon. And when I'm trying to placate her, and then from the corner of my eye, I see Andrea. He kind of comes, kind of saunters over and he says, "Nick," he says, "You having a problem here?" And I said, "Yeah, this woman says my smoked salmon isn't smoked enough." And of course, they kind of looked at each other, and I guess Andrea was there to help me out. But it was almost like it was the strangest thing. All of a sudden, everything went quiet, and they just kind of looked at each other, and I'm going, this is not good, and I'm trying to tell her that the smoked salmon is really quite good, and at a certain point they just walked away, which I was, thank God, because I didn't know how to handle this woman at all. But Andrea took her away from me, and I forever be grateful. Otherwise, it would have turned out to be a disaster, because I don't handle these things very well. Anyway, so off they went. And since that time, I can tell you, they spent a few hours together.
How can you possibly go through that emotional, she was totally empty, and then the next day it's like, okay. You know how bad that is for her?
Okay. Okay, and I'm gonna close the door. Okay. Okay, Mona, please stop it.
Mona was one of the greatest characters I ever know. She was so good person. I mean, I learned from her a lot of things. She was a very positive person. Even sometimes, if I'm saying some bad things about anybody, she said, no, don't do that. Don't say that. You know, that kind of person she was. I had a good time with her. She was funny. She was joker, but then she also loves show business, modeling, film, everything, and then suddenly happened to her that she developed some kind of, they call disease, they call schizophrenia. Very strange word, schizophrenia. I don't even know what is that. We are all schizophrenic to some point, I believe. So maybe she was more. She lost interest for modeling, for film. She was very beautiful, very tall, slim, beautiful woman. And then I got a little difficulty, but it didn't bother me. I care for her because of her quality. I love quality in people. I love character. And then she changed. She stopped eating meat. She started to turn to be vegetarian. And even in vegetarian, she didn't eat, for my opinion, she didn't eat enough protein or important stuff that's to keep her body fit. She drinks so much ginger ale, Coca-Cola, too many coffees, too many cigarettes, you know. Well, look at me, I'm smoking, I'm drinking coffee, I'm drinking vodka, but she going extreme, you know, and then she lost interest for many things in life. It's like she loves life, but then she was losing and giving up slowly. And the toughest time for me was when she was in the hospital. She was like a skeleton. Like, you know, she couldn't walk. I cook for her cream of wheat, bringing her in the hospital. Even they cooking there, but she likes the way I cook, putting honey and stuff like that. So she always asks, take me home, take me home. No, I'm trying to explain her. You can't go home, you can't walk, I can take care of you like they doing, like the way they doing here. So anyway, everything goes so quickly, my God. After not even 2 months, she just left. It was evening. I think 8:55, Monday evening, 5th of June. That moment is gonna stay forever in my life. I was there. I was there when she stopped breathing. Fantastic person. Okay. Okay, and I'm gonna close the door. Okay.
Nothing more poetic than a cemetery in fall. So peaceful in cemeteries. I'm peaceful in cemeteries.
I'm hurting. I know you understand. You do understand.
tiring me. You tiring me. I don't know fucking what you want from me, okay? I don't fucking do it anymore. Going there, going anywhere, I don't get it. You are fucking pushing me too far. I can't do it. Go to the fucking Brooklyn. Fuck the Brooklyn. I can't fucking do it. I can't fucking do it. I got my own problem. Even if I have to go, I don't feel to go now. And I don't want to be pushed. Because I'm pushed every day. All the time.
I can't believe it. I can't believe that how life delivers things. To have been presented with something I thought was never real, nothing present, and now it's like I thought the end had come, and then this news is giving me new beginnings. Makes me feel like a young man again. Welcome to my life. You've given me vision and sight again. Thank you. Thank you, God.
Look at him. I love them, they're my friends. They're better than people, they're obeying nature law. I love them. Look at my sparrow. Look at this, my sparrow. My favorite bird. Do you have to be everywhere around me every time? Oh, come on, man. Oh, fuck. They think I'm gonna go away for a little while, okay? Yeah. Go away. They're gonna laugh. They're gonna think I'm a schizophrenic fuck. Please.
You want to know what a father is? Well, there are 6 terms here that I see. There's a legal father, a putative father, an alleged father, an acknowledged father, an adjudicated father, and a presumed father. I don't see any love in there, but here you go. So, there's no one definition of father in the USA, but there are several definitions of the relationship between man and child. The relationship between a man and a child, yeah, it's not always a father, it could be a friend. Okay, I understand. Okay, now the first term, a legal father, refers to a man married to the mother at the time of conception or birth of their child. Do you think conception and birth is the same? I'm not sure. Okay, conception or birth of the or whose paternity has been otherwise determined by a court. So it's either God or the court that makes you a legal father. All right. 2. The term putative father refers to a man who is alleged biological father of the child, alleged, but whose paternity has not yet been legally established. So what does alleged mean? I'm glad you asked. Number 3, the term alleged father refers to a man who is alleged to be the genetic father. It's a little confusing. Or a possible genetic father of a child, but whose paternity has not been determined. Does this confuse you a little bit? If he's alleged to be the genetic of the alleged genetics? All right. Okay, let's go on. The fourth one, this is good. The term acknowledged father refers to a man who has established his father-child relationships by signing the acknowledgement of paternity. So like, if you're not the real father, if you sign somewhere, you could be the real father? I guess I'm not a lawyer, but okay, let's go on. Sorry. The fifth term, the adjudicated father, refers to the man who has been adjudicated by a court to be the father of the child. I guess he's not alleged, but adjudicated, okay? And the sixth one is the best one of all. The term is presumed father. Now, I'm sorry, but all my life I thought presumption and presumed was something that was not precise. But apparently the presumed father generally refers to a man who is recognized as the father of the child. So if you're presumed to be the father, you are recognized to be the father. Or if you sign a piece of paper, or if you can allege it, or if God sees you making love to the lady, or the court sees you making love to the lady. Andrea, I don't know what a father is. I really don't know. But there's no mention of loving a child here. God knows why.
So why is Bugs Bunny your idol? Why him in the cartoon?
No, I didn't see him as a cartoon. I see him as a real thing, like a living thing. Like, through Bugs Bunny, I see something that we are not. At least I'm not. Very intelligent, extremely intelligent, capable to do anything. Very sexy, smart, has an answer for anything you ask him. If he is Secretary of United Nations, he can make peace in this earth. If he's the president of any country, it's gonna be so beautiful, wonderful country. So think about what he's doing. He got imagination. And we don't live today, we're losing imagination. At least men losing more than women. Women still have an imagination, which I respect.
Why do you think that?
Because I'm on the woman's side, to be honest with you. Maybe because I didn't have a mom. My mom died. She was 26, I was 3. Wow. So I never learned to have mom, period. So I miss that woman love, motherly love.
Yeah, that connection.
I got great father, can't be better. He was my mom and dad. So listen, love, you're young. You're gonna have a beautiful story in your life, trust me. Are you in touch constantly with Misha?
No.
No?
We haven't talked much.
No?
No, and when we do, it's very short, brief. I think it's a mutual understanding that we we know that we don't talk that much and that it's not weird because of it, but yeah, we don't communicate that much.
It's all right. I'm not pushing you guys to talk all the time, but keep in touch sometime.
Yeah.
Keep in touch. And keep working.
I'll be in magazines soon.
Really?
No, but I hope so.
Yeah.
Photo montage has gone over time and where it is now. I think it's really interesting, but yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with this yet. I haven't figured it out.
It's all right. It's okay. You're gonna find out. Believe me.
Yeah.
Time is the best friend.
Yeah.
You'll see.
I'm older now, so I understand your response and I can put myself in that position. I just think I think some resentment that you know, it may be valid, it may not be valid, but I don't hate Misha or that circumstance, and I feel for her what happened with her family, her mom lying to her, and how difficult that would have been. But in my opinion, she grew up. Like, she grew up with a father. She grew up with a family. No matter how much she was felt isolated. I remember the one time we did speak, she told me that, you know, her and her father were very close and they got along. So I guess my perspective is just, why try to father someone who's been fathered?
I try to understand you, but maybe one day you're gonna understand me. I hope.
What do you mean, fucking understand you? I do. Like, I've never not understood you, and I'm very good at putting myself in other people's positions. It just, I mean, understand me. Like, I don't remember much of my childhood, and I don't know why, but I've always felt like you didn't parent me. And I grew up with my mom, and then now this new lady who's an adult is getting more parenting than I felt I ever had. So, you know, understand me. Like, put yourself in my position, because I've been putting myself in yours this whole time. And that's why I haven't lashed out or really reacted negatively, is because I put myself in your position.
What does that mean, to be good father, to be great father? I know a lot of people. I know people who, you know, who is good to the kids, and kids telling story how they're happy to have a good father. And then when I heard that story, you know, I realized I'm different father, or you might call not good father. But I don't want to call no good father. I care for you always, but I was different father. I was different because maybe I was selfish a little bit. Maybe I love my job more than anything at that particular time. And you know, right now when I'm talking to you, I wish I was better. And
Don't cry. Don't cry. I don't want this conversation to end in tears. I'm hearing your perspective, and
you are hurt, you know.
I am.
And I'm
but
hurt too.
I know. Just don't cry. Like, we're both hurt in this situation. And I think the older I get, the more I realize, you know, kids have kids, basically. It's just people who end up having children. They made mistakes, or they made great decisions. Regardless, like, you're just human. So, you know, I will never hold that much of a grudge or that much anger, as much as it comes up sometimes unintentionally. But, like, I will forgive you. You forgive me when I've made mistakes. You know, you raised me, so, like, I've done stuff that's upset you as well. And I don't want this to really be something that lasts forever. And that's why I've wanted to talk about it for so long. And that's why you know, like, whether you cry or not, at least you're hearing me and I'm hearing you. And I think that's what, like, the most important part of all of this is.
Yeah, that's beautiful to hear that. Let's change subject, please. Like, I'm gonna show you a picture. It's happened many crazy things this year. So one of the crazy things it's this woman. This woman, she just passed away, and you know I can't even think clear. That's another thing that's just going on and on and on and on. So
It all piles on. I understand. I'm sorry about this, and
Well,
I
you know.
feel for you. You know, life just happens, and like I don't think anyone understands it. I mean, I'm 21 and I question everything, and then I see you, and I mean, to me, you've lived a full life and you've experienced everything, but you're still questioning everything as well, and it's hard to realize, like, from seeing you, seeing Mom, like seeing this whole situation with Misha, like realizing you have absolutely, like, ultimately you have no control over what happens. You can make decisions that sort of alter the path that you will go down, but ultimately the path is already set for you, and it's hard, and like it's hard, you know, hearing your story about her and like how much you cared about her and how much it's changed you, and you know, I no doubt
how much I learned actually.
exactly,
You know?
and how much you learn, like that's the silver
yes.
lining is no matter what, you learn a lesson from the people who come into your life and the
Yes.
people who leave your life, and you know, at the end of the day, like that's what I take away from this experience with like Misha and just everything, regardless of her, like anything is.
Yeah.
It happened to me, it happened to us because it was supposed to happen this way, and you know, maybe this will make us closer because I love you and you love me, and I know that, but I feel like we've never been the closest, and maybe this is the thing that down the line makes us close again, or starts a whole new relationship.
Beautiful. Love you. Love you for that. Love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I would love to see you together more often as two sisters, because you don't have nobody so close. I mean, neither Elisa, so you're the closest too. That's what I'm asking you. Asking you to contact her, to call her, to talk to her sometime. You're a little older, more mature than maybe her. That's why I'm asking you. And I believe Elisa loves you. You know, you need a little time, you know. But now that you guys know each other, actually, what I want to do one day, now this is stupid, funny. Maybe one day I want to make a movie and put you both in a movie. I want to capture you together. I want you to grow up kind of together. You know, because life is beautiful journey, and I want you to go through this journey, both of you. Like Misha, you know, my wife died, and I've been there, and I know everything that's born has to die. You know that too. I'm not preaching or teaching you or lecturing you, but you know that. So one day I might not be here. So I want you to have two of you. want you to love each other. Because we live for love. You can know love is everything. Nothing else matters. Only love.
Oh,
Hey, hi, Misha.
hi.
How are you, Misha?
I'm good for you.
Wow, it's so good to see you. To see that beautiful face.
Face.
I want to apologize that I didn't show up there in Brooklyn when I supposed to. But hoping you will understand that, you know. So I don't even know what to say.
That's okay.
Wow. You look beautiful. You look beautiful, really. Wow. Look, oh my gosh.
Beautiful too.
Finally I'm seeing you like, you know, my beautiful Misha. I don't know if it's good time or bad time. I want to apologize for all this time, for all those years.
There's nothing to apologize for.
Well, I knew that you're gonna be like that. I was thinking, you know, you grow up with your mom, and you didn't know about me. I didn't know about you. Oh gosh, what a nature playing with people. So I, you know, I talked to Ellie and I mentioned about you. And, you know, I hope she's gonna kind of click with you and you're gonna be okay with her. I would like.
I'm definitely okay with her.
I need to see you. You know, I have desire to sit with you, to have a coffee and cigarette, and we're gonna talk anything you wanna talk. We can go back if you want. I think I'm gonna be ready to meet you. You know, even I was wondering how I'm gonna feel emotionally.
You know, we both lost somebody and gained somebody.
Well, actually, when you're saying that, the reason is I lost my wife, Mona. I lost her 4 months ago. So that's the reason, you know, I was going through a really tough time. in those time. I was spending time in the hospital, spending time everywhere with her, and then finally she left Earth. So
Sorry.
it's all right. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Now I am trying to get my energy back, and trying to be strong. And I'm thinking about you more and more and more. So, was that life means only love, nothing else. So I got my 2 girls.
You got your life. You have your life still.
Yeah, I got my life. Yes, I have to continue. So
Yes, you have to continue.
yes.
That would be what this part of the process is about.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. Yeah. I'm looking forward to see you. Very,
So
very much.
you're gonna make that happen? You're gonna come and visit?
Yes. Yes. This time, yes.
Okay.
I don't think that anything is gonna stop me seeing you. So. Okay. You're lovely. You're beautiful. Look at you.
Thank you.
You're smiling. I like that. You got good energy. I get. Wow. So how is life down there with you?
Life is good. It's very very magical.
Really?
I'm very grateful. I have good people around me. I've got friends here with me.
Oh, you're sitting outside.
Yeah,
Oh.
outside in my backyard.
Oh, beautiful. Look at this. Yeah. Oh, say hello to your friends. Hi. Wow. That's some nice friends, yeah.
Have breakfast, and I'm gonna go to work after this.
All right. Well, listen, what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna keep you too long. I'm gonna come and see you.
Okay.
And then you're gonna come and see me one day.
Yes.
You're gonna come and visit me, Misha.
Where's home for you? It's in Toronto.
Yes. Misha, I love you very, very much, okay?
Okay.
I want you to know that. Love you.
Forward to getting to know you.
Yes. Me too. Same thing. Love you big, okay? Love you.
Ciao.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna call you Pups.
Oh, yes.
Alright.
Beautiful. Okay. Bye-bye.
Ciao, Pups.
Ciao.
I met my father for the first time. That's interesting. He's an interesting looking guy. I look forward to getting to know him. He seemed a little bit broken hearted, broken up about the loss of his partner, which is natural. And I think it went in pretty smooth. It was a smooth conversation. What more is there to say? We'll see what happens next. Maybe he'll come visit. We'll see about that. Or maybe I'll go to Montreal and meet him in person there. And the future is to be written.
What I gotta say about Misha?
I see a journey completed, but a journey yet to come. I see all of the struggles that living in this building you'll have to overcome. I see a loft with every wall a story, and I see it in all of its glory. And I know that when I'm here, she pours out the alcohol, but when I wake up after a night at this place, and I just think, wow, I'm really glad I live right across the hall to this place. Because, you know, Unidine's alright, but the racket club is so tight. And that's what I gotta say about that. You know, we all have monthly party things going on, but the best one here is that frickin' jam session. And I love that one because it's all so funky and people just do like poetry and stuff. And, you know, and I'll just stumble back to fucking you tonight, and then I'll just die in my bed. There's a place just off the Wilson stop, you know. Oh, you will know what you see might just make you grow. Oh, you know, they don't really take it so unless they need that, then they'll accommodate, and it's nice because it's always better than your everyday lives.
Let me tell you about Misha. Known her for many years. And this news that this father is coming into the picture. Never knew him. I mean, I'm surprised. Imagine how she might feel about that. And seems pretty, probably a lot to think about there. From an outsider perspective, I think it's a good thing. And in terms of how she's taking and embracing that knowledge. I didn't grow up with my dad, so got my own opinions, but they might be relevant, they might not, you know, who's to say? It's all a jumble, really. And I'm just curious to see how it plays out, because I find myself having an emotional interest, vested emotional interest in the matter. And as a voyeur, it's a subject I'm very interested in, and it's a pleasure to watch unfold.
September 2005, when I had just moved to New York, and I went to the neighborhood playhouse, and I'm Canadian, and immediately I heard, like, I don't know how, I don't remember the first time we met, but I remember one of our first conversations, and we all, like, all of us at the end of school, we always used to go to this bar nearby, and I remember there was this guy who was always hitting on me. Like, I'd been there like a couple of weeks at school, and she was in the class ahead of me, and she was sitting with him, and I remember just the two of us looking at each other, and then we just started talking, and I was like, oh my God, I just love this woman. She's so cool. She just had this like energy and this vibe and this beauty to her, and this like throughout the whole year, I just always knew I really liked her. And you know, it's kind of hard in acting school. You're so busy and you're separated into your classes. But we stayed friends. We were always friends. But it wasn't really until we finished school, like we always were, I think, connected, but we didn't become as close as we were until I made a short film. And it was a short film I made about a relationship I had that didn't go well. What else is new? And Misha was just like, through the whole process, like my right hand. Like when I made the short film, we went up to Canada. My parents have a cottage, and like she was just so game. She did all the props. We went, I remember one morning we were trying to find somewhere to shoot, and we like and we jumped on a Sea-Doo. My parents had a Sea-Doo, and I was like, get on, we're going to find somewhere to shoot, because it was like, no one knew what the fuck we were doing. It was crazy. And we went around the lake, and it just like, from that moment on, there was a connection. And then since then, it's been, God, I mean, she's, you know, like 10 years, we've been very, very close. And I feel like she's like a sister to me here. And we have that relationship where I absolutely can tell her anything. She can tell me anything, no matter what is going on. We're just we're completely real. And that's very rare in life. You find people that you can look to as family, and that can be there for you no matter what. And I like, I mean, the minute she moved into this place, the minute she moved in, I was here. And it was not like this. Some other guy was running it. It wasn't, and I remember like these conversations I had where she was like, I want to build this place. I want to build an artistic kind of commune where people can come and be creative and music and art, and that's exactly what she's done. You know, she blows me away because she's just one of those people in life that no matter what comes at her, she tries to live her life with compassion and like genuine love for people. And sometimes that gets her into situations where people take advantage of her. And of course, I've sort of this person in her life where I'm like, they don't deserve you. You know, even people that stay for longer than they should. I'm always a little bit weary. And I hope she, like all the beautiful and wonderful people that come into your life, you hope that they find their truth. You find their real people, their partners in life. Misha always had this amazing relationship with her father that she was raised with. And he, you know, way she talked about him, they had this really, you know, she has a complicated relationship with her siblings and her mother. Well, we all do. But she never had a complicated relationship with her father. It was a very beautiful thing. And the summer that, well, the moment that she found out he was really sick and she moved back to Montreal, and he, you know, she stayed with him and he passed away. I remember all of those conversations kind of, you know, I mean, the intensity of what that is to a person, but also she was in a way handling it better than I would. And then when she moved back, I think it was maybe a year after, I'm not sure. I can't remember. And she wasn't surprised. That was the thing that I think was so bizarre to me, was that I feel like I would have needed to be like committed somewhere. You know, you find out such a huge part of your life is different. It's not what you thought. Who you are is not who you thought you were. I mean, she wasn't. She wasn't surprised, and she took it in such an incredible way. She really, it was like all of a sudden everything made sense to her. And she was just like I remember her telling me, she'd be like, yeah, it's so fucking crazy, like, but it makes sense, and he's amazing, and, you know, we've developed this great relationship, and I don't know, that to me is something that's like, her ability to take that and instead of pushing it away or running away from it or being afraid of it, or she embraces it, and she like looks at it as an opportunity for, wow, this is another family, this is new, this is exciting, and also like, this is who maybe I am, this is where I come from. And I'm Italian and Jewish, and now Misha's Italian and Jewish, so I love that.
I've been in love with Misha for ages. We met, it's sort of like a beautiful story. We met back in 2004. We both came to New York. I came from Spain. She came from Canada. I came from Madrid, she came from Montreal. Eminem, Mish. And we both came to acting school at the neighborhood playhouse. And on the first year, I don't remember, we didn't really even connect much. We were in separate classes, but after the first year, there's like this cut, and you just get into second year on just an only group, and right from the beginning we hit it, and yeah, we did fall in love, right? Yeah, we had this beautiful thing, even though, I mean, I'm gay, but should I say I'm gay? Because what is gay? What is, no? What is love? She is one of the most special and pure people I've ever met in my life. Pure in a like a clean soul kind of way. Truth, like emanating. Do you say emanating? Is it correct? Out of every one of her pores. She just can't really lie. And as good at that as that is, and as bad as that is sometimes, that's how it is. And that's why we love her. That's why I love her. So yeah, we had this, going back to the topic, as I just, we had this affair. We had this real love affair, and she brought me to Stowe in her house in Vermont. We went on snow, and we had a beautiful long weekend, idealistic, ideal. It was, I mean, it's just a time to remember. Then, obviously, things didn't get farther, love-wise, like, well, sex-wise. Meaning, we didn't continue. We did have sex. We didn't continue the. But a beautiful, beautiful friendship was born. And I miss her every day of my life. I miss her because I don't live in New York anymore. I moved back to Spain 10 years ago. And today is the first time I'm back in New York after 10 years. Well, we saw each other once throughout these 10 years because she came to visit to Spain, to Madrid, which is where I'm living. And it was great to be able to show her my life there, my city, my place where I come from, and share my people and my space with her. But then I'm back here and she just brought me to her space, her new life here, and it just can be, I mean, it's just better than I even expected. I already feel at home. It's like time didn't really pass, and that usually happens with real friends. I really want to grab every second of it, because every second with Misha is quality time. And then I discover she has another father that's not the father that I actually had met. And fucking A, I just discovered that today. Well, she says she told me on Skype. I don't think she did. And well, that's something to swallow. So, you know, I mean, I look at this picture and I'm like, dude, this guy and I worked together in Spain. Because I don't know if I've said it, but I'm an actor, and I mean, what are the chances, you know? And my experience with him was not that good. So how, like, you know, it's kind of like weird. Because suddenly it's her father, her real father, who actually she's friends with now. And it's a guy I actually hated working with. So
I tried to avoid Misha for the most part, because, you know, I was attracted to her, but at the same time it wasn't the right time. And I was with somebody, and she was with somebody. You know, the details of that were obscure to both of us. And just recently, we've come to like a situation where we spent a lot of time together, you know. And I know we were friends, and now we're like more than friends. And I see more of her world and how much she plays and like how big a part she has in taking care of other people's lives, in maintaining her other friends' lives. Man, you know, sometimes I'm trying to keep her from taking care of me too much. Like, you're overextending yourself now. We gotta keep this copacetic between the two of us, you know? I've met her mother and her father, but not her other father.
Who is your favorite person in the whole world?
My mom. Your favorite person in the world?
My dad. Dad. But he's not alive anymore.
Yeah, when she got the news that that the man that raised her wasn't her biological father, and that this man up in Canada is, it was, you know, it was definitely shocking, to say the least. I think she handled it well, you know, compared to where a lot of people, that could be a complete, you know, changing moment in one's life. I think there was a part of her that, always kind of yearned to know some sort of dark truth that wasn't ever exposed and she could never wrap her head around. And when this came up and she found out, I think it really resonated with her and it made sense. And since I've been telling her that we should just go to Canada if he can't make it down here. He's with his eyesight problem. That it's this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to meet her dad, and I keep telling her that we should just drive up there, get in the car and just go, because if who knows how long this problem is going to be. If his eyesight goes, this could be the last chance he gets to look at her with his own eyes, and that should mean something for her too, to be able to have that connection before he completely loses his eyesight.
I'm 5'5.5" and based in New York City. Totally available for the shoot dates and willing to cut my hair for the role. I run this space called the Racket Club. It's a wild loft that I share, my home. It's a community center, an event space, so people's dreams can come true here. We do whatever they need. We make videos, movies, any type of production that people need. I make music, I make art, I make everything you see around here. Most of it's my work. So the space itself, I think, is a piece of art that I've made. I'm a teacher at a synagogue. I've had my share of experiences, especially in this space. But when I was alone in this space, I never felt ghosts. But it depends on who comes and lives in the house or what's happening in the house. There's activity. There's unusual paranormal activity. So I have to say at this point I believe that stuff exists. I believe in other dimensions. I believe in entities. I believe in, I believe in miracles. I believe in synchronicities. I believe in magic. About 4 years ago, a strange friend request on Facebook. Some man wanted to contact me. He says, "Oh, I hear you're an actress. I'm a friend of so-and-so's, my mother, and I want to come take pictures of you." Okay, next time you come visit Canada. But I don't go visit Canada. So I said, okay, next time I visit Canada. Good luck. And then I didn't hear anything for a while. Then another one comes, another message. Okay, when am I gonna come? When are you gonna come visit? I said, I don't know. You gotta come to Brooklyn if you wanna take pictures. So that's the end of that story.
Thanks for calling, by the way. Even though the last time, there was a slight problem in budgets. And I said you had kind of had lapses in memory. But I'm glad you called me again. And I understand that this new exhibition is going to be top notch. So I'm going to ask you, do you have the budget to do it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I got budget.
You got the budget, okay. And as I said last time, there were a few lapses in memory. But anyway, we'll work around that. How's that? And by the way, I'm glad to see you.
What do you mean? I didn't pay you or what?
No, not that you didn't pay me. There was an extended period of non-payment before I got paid. But it all worked out in the end anyway. That's why I'm here. Because,
all right.
So now I'm going to ask you, what kind of stuff you want to do? You want to keep it very simple? You want to be a little more elaborate?
I like kind of a lot of tomato. I mean Italian sandwiches.
Okay, so we're not doing manja cake food here.
Ah.
Okay, well that's good. That's good for me because it's sort of my, what I'm partially good at.
Kind of veals.
Well, you want little meatballs, little,
little
sausages,
bravo.
The classic stuff, little prosciuttos and melon.
Exactly.
Cold cuts.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's easy enough to do. We can manage that, and keep it at a reasonable price too, because after.
I got a budget for you, and I think it's gonna be maybe between 70, 100 people.
70, 100 people. How much you want to spend per person? That's important.
No,
I need to know that.
No, you gotta tell me price, and I'll give you.
Oh. Okay, so I'll make up a menu. I'll make up a menu.
Absolutely.
And then I'll give you a price, and we'll work from there. You want me to take care of the wine?
Yes. Why not?
Okay.
It's your territory.
Sometimes some people get really iffy. So we'll try to keep it within reason. I think we can do it. 70, 80 people, stretch it to 100. I'll try to work in between 15 and 20 a person. That's reasonable.
It is.
It's really reasonable. At the top end of that, at 80 people, is 1,600. I think you can afford that. Make it around 2,000.
Go by 20, okay?
Okay, 20. So
we'll by 20.
Well, so that gives us a good 2,000.
I'm gonna have a budget from somebody. Don't worry.
Okay. So we'll get
So go by 20.
We'll get 2,000 to 2,500.
I want you to be happy.
So do I. It's like, the way things are going these days, every little bit helps. Anyway, I'm glad you finally got back into it and putting this exhibition together.
Well,
I've been hearing the rumors that things are starting to go well as far as the professional goes, and the profession goes.
Yeah, whatever you heard, it's show business. Don't believe. But it's okay, Hey, you're not drinking now, eh?
No, I gave it up. It got me into all kinds of peculiar situations. Let's put it that way. So, actually, they picked me off a snowbank. And
Nick, you're a nice guy, man.
Oh, thank you. But they did. The cop picked me up off a snowbank, and he says, "This is the second time. They ain't going to be a third time." So he says, "You either get yourself dry, or things are not going to go well for you." So I took his advice, and here I am.
You got it.
Done.
You're gonna take care. I believe you. That's it.
You sound a little edgy.
You're the guy. Intelligent, Nick. You work in public. This is a stupid question. Do you believe? Even stupid for me to ask you. In ghosts.
Well, that's an interesting question. I raised a Catholic. The supernatural is not too far away. I would say. Yeah,
that's what I'm asking you.
I wouldn't dismiss it. I mean, I've talked to people at the bars when I was working at the bar who swear they saw their mother.
That ghost was with me all the way. It was pretty bad. The reason I ask you, because he left me now alone.
Oh.
He doesn't come anymore.
Do you have any idea why this happened? Is there something in your life that's...
Yeah, exactly. I was in the cemetery of my wife.
Oh,
and he appeared. That's normally every day.
I remember that day, Nick. I remember he was staying next to me. I forgot exactly what he's saying. I got some lady who helped me there with the flowers and stuff. I was pretty much sad in that moment. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know if he got emotional or not, but I remember that he walked like this to me, walk back, walk again, and I remember he said to me, "I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm not gonna bother you anymore." Weird. I remember that line. And then he started walking. And just kind of, and from this moment, he never ever come back.
And you have no idea why at this particular moment.
I think that he saw me that I'm suffering. I think because I lost a wife and all those years he was jealous of me, you know.
But you're gonna continue trying to get to see her. I hope. I mean, you only have one shot at this. Well, because otherwise you're gonna blow it like you did with your other daughter.
No, Nick, I don't want to blow it. Of course I love to see her. Come on.
Well, then make the grand gesture, for God's sake.
I'd like to see her. You know, there is so many problems. She's supposed to come here. She reject. Okay. So it's not that she wants to hurt me, her mom hurting me much more. But Misha is kind of, I kind of sense she's a person, she doesn't want to be pushed.
Oh.
I think it's a very strong personality.
Well, you know where she gets that from. So this is why you're gonna get all mushy on me. Come on.
Yeah.
No.
No. I know what you mean. Yeah. And then, I'm. Of course, I would like to be with her so much and to make a kind of friendship and peace and love between these two of them.
Mm-hmm.
But in this moment, she say no.
Was it Betty Davis who said, "Getting old is not for sissies"? Well, I mean, I'm not quite there yet, but still, my eyes are going. I need to read your questions with a magnifying glass. And apparently there is no operation for the ailment that I have. Well, maybe that's a good excuse to lock myself away from the world. And to think in those days I used to be a fashion model. Well, there's a rat race that I never minded leaving. And nowadays, well, I've devoted myself, I dedicate myself to organizing cultural events for the Jewish elderly. It gives meaning to my life and, well, who knows, maybe I'll meet another man to love in that environment. But do I really want another man at my age? Maybe not. Men are so needy. And I've had my share of coddling overgrown babies. You know, Misha says that this should be the The best time of my life? I don't know. I can't say. Most days I'm unrecognizable to myself. You know, I was born Italian, but I changed my name and I embraced another culture. My birth name was Rachele, but people call me Rachel or Sharon or Chantal. Doesn't matter. I don't bother to correct them. I'm not my name, whatever it is. But I felt like an orphan ever since my parents died. If there's a heaven, they are both there, hopefully, together. Though I have long since stopped praying to the Madonna or to her son. If they exist, well, maybe they'll forgive me and understand and save me when the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse come to destroy the universe. Gosh, it's amazing how dust gathers in our rooms. So how is Andrea? When he introduced himself to you, did he use his real name? I guess we both prefer fluid identities. You know, I loved working with him. He was such an original. He was really unique. There's no way to really describe the things that he did, but he had so many different styles. I'm not ready to see him just yet. He's been bombarding me with letters about how he discovered our daughter's face through a dream. And that sounds just like him. You know, he always used to say that he sensed things, he felt things like that other people never even would think about, you know, ghosts and spirits. Incredibile. He must be psychic. He said that a woman came to him, a woman's voice in a dream, pulled him from his bed and led him to the computer and told him to look me up on Facebook. And that's where he saw my daughter's face. I should have known better than to post that picture. Maybe none of this would ever have happened. Our daughter's face. Michelina. I named her for my mother, her nonna, her grandmother. I mean, what are the chances that he would think of me? When my husband died, I got an email from Andrea asking me how I felt. Well, how did he think I felt? I was in mourning. He said that on the day that Carlo died, he had a dream of my husband. Andrea dreamt of Carlo. He said that in the dream, Carlo came to him dressed in a black suit with a white shirt open at the collar, and he was pointing to things in our house, and he said to Andrea, "Take care of Misha. She needs a tata. And I'm going on a long journey and I won't be coming back." Of course, Andrea is mad as a hatter. I mean, I hadn't seen him in 36 years. Carlo had been very ill, and I insisted that Andrea not bother me while my husband was still alive. So then, because of a premonition in a dream, a lover from my long-distant past resurfaces. It's been hell for me. Why did I keep the truth about Misha's real father a secret? Because speaking the truth would have broken our home. What is truth? Well, the dictionary says it's the quality of being true. What is true? Dictionary claims It is what is faithful, reliable, accurate, loyal, honest, and virtuous. I was, therefore, true. I never lied to my 3 husbands. I was truthful with them. I could not have children. Doctors consistently confirmed that I would not be able to get pregnant. And then along comes Andrea, and well, he proved them all wrong. You want to call it a miracle? When I told Carlo that I was pregnant, he fell on his knees and said it was a miracle. My husband never obliged me to relieve or reveal that secret. It was our secret, and I remained faithful to that secret. Should I have told Andrea about his daughter? Perhaps. Why? Because she shares his genes? But now that the secret is out, I'm not happy about the outcome of it being disclosed. Maybe I should have told Andrea the truth, but can he embrace that truth? His truth? The fact of being a father? No matter what kind of father he thinks that might be, or how society defines him as such. Well, he is still a father. But he doesn't know. Can he be as good a father as Misha's other father was?